In Season 2 of The Last of Us, Bella Ramsey returns as Ellie, now 5 years older and visibly hardened by the harsh realities of the post-apocalyptic world. This version of Ellie is sharper, more intense, and unafraid to throw a punch. From the get-go, we see they're already knee-deep in combat training, something Ramsey fully embraced during filming. Ellie is now 19, 5 years older than she was in Season 1, and that aging up has sparked a lot of repetitive questions for Ramsey on the press tour. Fans and interviewers alike keep asking how they prepared to play an older version of Ellie. Their response? A mix of humor and slight exasperation. "I've grown up. Ellie's grown up. There's nothing to tell," they said during one interview, clearly amused but also a bit worn out from the repetition. Still, behind that joking tone is some serious work. To prepare for the physically tougher Ellie, Ramsey trained for months, lifting weights and taking on jiu-jitsu to reflect Ellie's evolved combat skills. This was especially important since the showrunner Craig Mazin wanted the fight scenes to feel grounded and believable. Given Ellie's smaller stature, the answer to how she wins fights had to be smart, not flashy. Jiu-jitsu offered a realistic way for a smaller person to physically overpower a larger opponent, fitting for the gritty world they're surviving in. There's also the ongoing discussion around Ramsey's physical appearance and whether they look old enough to be Ellie in this stage of the story. Mazin weighed in on this, acknowledging that while some people expect a more dramatic physical change, he's more focused on emotional maturity. For him, and for the show, the real growth is internal. And watching Ramsey's Ellie, that development comes through loud and clear. Ramsey absolutely relished the physicality of the role this time around. Bella had undergone months of preparation for the fight scenes, and it paid off. They were all in on the stunts, to the point of joking that they never want to stop, even imagining themselves doing them well into old age. That enthusiasm translated directly to Ellie's fierceness on screen, grounding the character's evolution in raw, believable energy. Of course, not every action sequence was pure adrenaline. There was at least one stunt that shook Ramsey more than they expected. While shooting a scene early in the season where Ellie crashes through a floor, they admitted to having a brief but intense moment of anxiety. Fatigue and nerves caught up with them right before filming, but they pushed through, and by the end, the experience was both terrifying and exhilarating. It's this blend of real vulnerability and gritty determination that makes Ramsey's portrayal so compelling. Beyond the physical, the emotional landscape of Season 2 adds even more depth. One standout moment comes in the form of a dance scene between Ellie and Dina, a rare glimpse of warmth and tenderness amid the chaos. Ramsey was closely involved in shaping this scene to ensure it felt natural and emotionally genuine. The production brought in an intimacy coordinator and worked carefully to strike the right tone, emphasizing both passion and gentleness. For Ramsey, filming a scene that leaned into joy rather than trauma was a refreshing change of pace, especially given how emotionally charged most of the show tends to be. But Ellie's personal journey isn't all romance and lightheartedness. Her relationship with Joel hits a major roadblock this season. A turning point comes during that same dance scene when Joel steps in to defend her, a move Ellie deeply resents. From Bella's perspective, it's no longer about protection, it's about independence. Ramsey pointed out that Ellie is growing up and no longer wants or needs to be shielded. That moment of tension speaks volumes about how far the character has come since the first season. Fans also noticed a striking new addition to Ellie's look: her new tattoo. Ramsey felt an instant connection to the design, calling it a kind of badge of honor that fits perfectly with Ellie's evolving identity, making Ellie look badass. They even hinted that we'll see the story behind the burned bite mark. When Bella Ramsey was first cast as Ellie in The Last of Us, there was one clear instruction: don't play the game. Yup, the actor was specifically told to steer clear of it, even after their audition. After being asked if they had played The Last of Us, Ramsey answered honestly with a no and was immediately encouraged to keep it that way. The idea was to avoid having the game influence their performance too much, to let the character come alive in a new way, free from mimicry. Now, fast forward to after the show's debut and things have changed a bit. Ramsey revealed on the Happy Sad Confused podcast with Josh Horowitz that they've finally started playing the game, and not just watching clips or skimming walkthroughs like before. They officially picked up the controller and began exploring the world that their character originally came from. Interestingly, even though Ellie is obviously such a central figure, Ramsey admitted they hadn't even reached the part in the game where Ellie shows up yet. The pace? Let's just say it's more relaxed. Ramsey said they tend to get distracted by the little details in each room, wandering around and inspecting everything instead of pushing forward in the story. They described it as easy to get lost, not just geographically, but in all the little intricacies of the game world. Still, they plan to continue, even if they've taken a short break from it lately. What's maybe most surprising is that Ramsey didn't find it as strange or surreal as expected to play the game version of a story they've already brought to life on screen. Despite becoming Ellie for the show, it didn't feel weird controlling the digital version. That speaks volumes about how distinct the two versions of Ellie are and how Ramsey managed to build their own take on the character without needing to mirror what Ashley Johnson, the original voice and motion capture actor for Ellie, did in the game. Ramsey isn't alone in this odd relationship with the source material. Their co-star Pedro Pascal, who plays Joel, also got the "don't play the game" memo, but he decided to ignore it. He gave it a try, admitted he wasn't great at playing, and leaned on his nephew to help. For Pascal, it was more about understanding the feel and tone of the original characters, even if he didn't want to directly copy the game's portrayal of Joel. In contrast, Ramsey's hands-off approach helped them craft a version of Ellie that's both authentic to the show and personal to them. Now that they're finally digging into the game, it's almost like they're meeting Ellie from a new angle. It's not research anymore, it's curiosity. So while Ramsey may have started this journey with zero controller time, it's pretty cool to see them finally connecting with the game world that started it all, just in their own time and on their own terms. While filming the first season of The Last of Us, Bella Ramsey experienced a personal journey that went far beyond the screen. During production, a crew member who had a child with autism noticed some similarities in Ramsey and gently suggested the possibility. That conversation sparked something for the actor, who had long wondered about their own neurodivergence. Ramsey went on to seek a psychiatric evaluation and, sure enough, was diagnosed with autism while still filming Season 1. The diagnosis didn't come as a huge shock. Ramsey had spent much of their life feeling out of place, especially during school. They'd struggled with sensory sensitivities, social interactions, and what was described as a heightened awareness of other people's body language and micro-expressions, things that can be common traits among autistic individuals. In hindsight, those experiences made a lot more sense. Rather than seeing the diagnosis as a limitation, Ramsey described it as something freeing. It gave them a new level of understanding and self-compassion, particularly for things others might take for granted, like navigating everyday social situations or routine tasks. They've even said that autism has made them a better actor. Because they've had to learn how to interact with people more manually, they've naturally developed the kind of observant, empathetic mindset that helps bring complex characters like Ellie to life. Ramsey has spoken openly about the diagnosis, saying there's no reason to hide it. They hope that by being transparent, they can help others on similar paths feel less alone or uncertain about their own identities. Bella Ramsey's portrayal of Ellie in The Last of Us is a testament to the power of growth. Through intense training and a deep dive into Ellie's internal evolution, Ramsey has made the character uniquely their own. The emotional depth and vulnerability Ramsey brings to the role will continue to resonate with fans, ensuring that Ellie remains an unforgettable character. Thanks for watching Collider. See you next time.